Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Zeez. On today's episode, we are making Sojee. So if you're interested, keep on watching. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you enjoy my videos. And follow me on Instagram as well. So getting straight into the recipe, the ingredients I'll be using is Tastee wheat. You can use normal semolina or wheat semolina or just normal Tastee wheat. But this is what I'm using today. As well as yellow food coloring, some butter now, as well as salt, saffron, cinnamon sticks and cardamom, evaporated milk, Nestle dessert cream or any dessert cream you want to use, some water and sugar. So the ingredients amount as well as method will be in the description box below as well. Now on to the next step, which is the most tedious step of this recipe, that is dry roasting the semolina or Tastee wheat. I'm just speeding it up because this is a long ass process. So I tend to do it in batches just to make it a bit easier and just to prevent burning as well. You can do this on a high heat or medium to high heat depending on how confident or comfortable you are at dry roasting ingredients. Now onto the fun bit, which is actually making our Sojee after that tedious process. We are melting some butter along with our cinnamon sticks. Now before the nutrition police get to me, this is a lot of butter. However, it's roughly 500 grams of semolina that we're using, so it's going to make a hella big pot of Sojee. So yeah, don't come at me. While our butter is melting away, we are just going to prep our liquid. So I'm adding a bit of food coloring into my milk, which I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but we are using milk obviously because it's a porridge based dish. I was going to say dessert. Well, Sojee is a dessert as well. And now that our butter is melted, we are throwing in our roasted or toasted, whichever word you want to use, Tastee wheat, and just cooking it through real nicely. You can do this on a low heat, medium heat, or a high heat. I will definitely say do it on a medium heat because you don't want this to burn. Now Sojee is a labor of love. It takes time, especially if it's your first time making it. So give it some love, and I'll definitely advise everyone to cook it on a low to medium heat. If it's your first time, I'm just checking to make sure that everything, the texture of the grains are still fine. It's not too soft, not too hard, and that it's getting a nice dry fry, I almost want to say, in our butter and cinnamon mixture. So now I'm just adding my liquids to the pot, stirring continuously. You can do this in batches, gradually adding everything. Just makes it easier and prevents it from clumping or burning really quickly. So now I'll be adding the rest of my aromatics. Well, not really my aromatics, more my flavorings, which is my cardamom. Oh, whoops. First my milk, which has my food coloring in. And I'm just going to give that a stir. And then I'm going to add my flavorings, which is my cardamom, as well as my saffron and my little bit of salt as well. So remember, this is a porridge based dish, so it needs a lot of flavor as well, and the salt will just bring out a lot of the spices that we add to it. And if you're using salted butter, you can also omit salt, but always taste your Sojee as you're making it to make sure that there's enough sugar and salt and enough spices added to it as well. So now I'm just adding my sugar. I'm not adding all of my sugar, I'm roughly adding about half of it, and later on I'll taste to see how sweet it is. If it's not sweet enough to my liking, I'll add more sugar, but do this as well in stages because you don't want it overly sweet. So this is not only a labor of love, but it's also one hell of an arm workout. So if you are making this, make it on the day that you want to work your arms. So Sojee is one of those dishes that you'll find at most weddings, functions, or just as a treat on a Friday afternoon in some Indian households. And like most things from the Indian diaspora or the Indian culture, or actually any culture that has different, or any multicultural society, there's no one right way of making it or serving it. This is just the way we make it at home and the way we serve it as well. Some people have it as a starter at some weddings, other people have it as a dessert at functions. So it's really up to you and your preference of how you make it, how you like to serve it. So as you can see, as you stir, it gets thicker and it becomes, or it resembles, a very stiff porridge. And like I said before, beware, it is quite a good arm workout. My arm was gone by the end of this video. So I just tasted it at this point and it needed a bit more sugar, so that's what I added. Along with the textural items to this dish, which are raisins and sultanas, as well as flaked almonds. Actually, this is chopped almonds, but you can use flaked if you want to. We use chopped almonds at home. So like I said, there's many ways of eating this and enjoying it. My one super indulgent way of eating this is with fresh cream drizzled over it. It's a once in a while treat, but it's so good. You all should try it if you make this. And now I'm just tapping it down, and I'm going to put a piece of foil over it just so that it can steam in its own heat. By this point, I will be taking it off the heat or switching off the heat and just letting it steam for a couple of minutes. Once it's done, all you have to do is give it a nice stir, almost like couscous that you fluff up, and there you go. Let me know if you try it, let me know how it goes. And I did not dish this up or take a photo of it because it went straight into my mouth. Sorry guys, bye!